Speaking freedom. Speaking freedom. Giving you the answers to be free. Be free. Be free. 'Cause we're speaking freedom.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood where we pop real shit and say what's good. No, really, what's good? Would you be my, could you be my speaking freedom neighbor? Okay, so today is August the 6th, 2019. And yesterday, well not yesterday, over the weekend we have experienced more mass shootings and more fatalities and tragedies at the hands of those whom I would term to be mentally ill. Now, as a life enhancement coaching specialist, it is one of my duties to help others understand. One of the things that I enjoy most is helping others to understand human thought process, the narrative in which we perceive the world around us, how we can help heal the things that are revealed through human behavior and human behavior patterns. So it is very essential for me as a life enhancement coach to take this opportunity to be able to inform you on exactly how I see the world at this moment, the actions taking place by all the mass shooters that have happened. But I want to go beyond the mass shooting, and I want to deal with racism and religion, and what makes racism and religion go hand in hand and both be very volatile. So, generally speaking, when I say that racism is extravagant by religion, normally people tend to get very upset because they don't understand the correlation, especially if they haven't done their historical research on the background of religion and racism and how they have built the United States as we know it on this land of America. So, generally speaking, I have done a lot of research on hate groups. Really, it started out as research on religion. My first question that I ever asked was, how did Christianity and religion get broken up into so many parts? And the reason why I asked that is because as a black woman, hi, I'm a black woman, and I have visited, I've lived with people over the course of my life, so I was able to experience different forms of religion, different forms of Christianity, different forms of believing in Christ, and different forms of belief in God, as well as my understanding, knowledge, in dealing with people who actually don't believe in God at all or consider themselves atheists. So within the course of that, I came to understand that religion is basically you accepting someone else's spiritual experience as your spiritual path to get to know God or get to God closer. Christianity in itself is based on following, worshiping Jesus as Lord versus following in his footsteps. And from the best of my knowledge, from all the studying and research that I've done, Christianity was originally a term used to mock those who followed Christ and wanted to be more like Christ. Now, I will say, up under the belief system that I currently have today, Christ is a mindset. That's why it says to renew your mind to Christ. And that when you renew your mind to Christ, all old things have passed away and you're a new creature. Because it's a mindset. So, understanding the mindset of Christ would totally take you away from religion. However, based upon the circumstances that have been presented and what we know as historical facts, those people who decided to be Christians began to do crusades. And within those crusades, they murdered, killed, raped, and a whole lot of horrible things up under the name of Christianity and religion. Now, the biggest thing about Christianity and religion is that it is limited. If you don't follow these set of standards, these terms and conditions, then your Christianity is most times considered to be invalid. And when it's not considered to be invalid, you're considered a sinner, you're going to be cursed, you're going to go to hell, and all of these other things are projected on you to take place. Now, just with that is a large thing to comprehend when you are a soul living on this earth in a body. So how does that relate to the mass shootings? How does that relate to racism? Well, initially speaking, the people here on the land of North America were not Christians. They all had their own spiritual practices and beliefs based on the Native American history. Now, that history goes beyond Christianity, beyond the Bible. I was really surprised to learn within the last few months, when really wondering, where did the Bible come from and when was it first published? The Bible wasn't first published until the 1800s. So prior to the 1800s, there was no Bible. There was no set standard of what Christianity or following Jesus was. The Bible was constructed and put together by a council, a Roman council, that left out what they wanted to leave out, included what they wanted to include, and they made the book and published it in the 1800s to pass along to whoever would read it. Lo and behold, when slavery came into play, which from my understanding, slavery did not start here in the United States. I just recently read a book on ancient African history, which pointed out that in Africa they had slaves. In Africa they had trading, slave trade, and other types of trade and exchange for materials and goods that eventually migrated to the Americas. Now, up under my assumption, and I don't make too many assumptions, but from the appearance of it, it looks as if there were Europeans that were traveling the world. They were going to see exactly where they could make trades and what that they could do. However, there was also the European Union that was exiled from Europe, and they went on because they could not have the dominion and control that they desired to have. Those people landed here in the North Americas and began to slowly chip away at the land and eventually form the United States. Now, again, how does this go into racism and religion? What makes them go hand in hand? What makes racism and religion go hand in hand, and it's an unfortunate thing, is that what I found out when I looked up any hate group that I've looked up, whether it's the Aryan Nation or the KKK or any white nationalist groups, what I found to be a very consistent pattern is they all justify how they feel, what they feel, by religion, by Christianity to be very specific. And anybody that's not Christian does not deserve to live. And based on the manner in which we've been presented with Jesus, being a Caucasian, silky haired man, despite the Bible saying that he was copper skinned with wool like hair, this has given a false idolatry to those that are now white nationalists, white supremacists, and those that are racist, because they used racism to indoctrinate the slaves, to set up in which a system in which slaves had to abide by in order to have some forms of liberty or freedom, or just to be spiritually and mentally not bound by the slavery that had them encompassed in their bodies. Now, there are various chapters, verses, and reading in the Bible where it suggests that a slave is right, that a slave is supposed to be obedient to the master. There are various topics, verses, and chapters in the Bible that talks about killing slaves that are disobedient and raping people as well. And these things, even the part that says curses any man that hangs on a tree. You want to know why I believe that one, that Jesus was not white but black, because they hung him, but also the lynchings and hangings were because they wanted to curse any man that hung on a tree, so that they felt like that was the thing. So to say all of that is to say that every hate group that I've ever researched and looked up, they all have Christianity as their foundational premise for what they believe, how they act, and the things that they move forward when they kill, assault, and practice all forms of racism. So the biggest thing that I currently see is people saying, well, wait.
Speaking Freedom presents Good Head Group, providing advanced spiritual studies and personal developmental insight. Brought to you by Love Gang and Speaking Freedom. We look forward to helping you grow in all the areas of your life. We hope that you find all the information needed for your growth. God bless. Please listen to all disclaimers provided. If you are currently under physician's care, please maintain that relationship. This is not intended to stop your current treatment plan. If you need physician care, please seek out medical attention. Please note, all results are based on the individual's ability to adapt and adjust to any given environment and situation. We are not responsible for your results at Speaking Freedom. The life enhancement coaches at Speaking Freedom provide information to help you grow. You are responsible for maintaining that growth, taking on and then applying the information to your individual life as you deem needed and necessary. This may contain and explain explicit content. Please use parental discretion. For best results, you will need an open mind, the ability to research, and a balanced lifestyle.
Please join us daily for your inspiration and motivation.
We have the entire world to offer you at your fingertips. Your life enhancement coaching specialist. Thank you for choosing us to assist you in accomplishing your personal and professional goals. And have a beautiful day. In love, we trust. This is brought to you by Good Head Group, Love Gang, and Speaking Freedom. We thank God for you, and we love you.
Hi, I'm Kaci, Dr. Kaci to be exact, owner of Speaking Freedom LLC, Love Gang, and Good Head Group LLC. I am also a certified life coach and host of Speaking Freedom Radio and TV. Although I have recently became an ordained minister, please be aware that I am still me, raw and uncut the way God made me and allowed life to shape me. I pray and expect God to use me for people who can receive the way I communicate, as well as my delivery. I am not for those who are already saved, religious, or super deep. I am for the leaders, hustlers, and street influencers around the world, including pimps, killers, drug dealers, and working girls. I am sharing my experiences and perspective to help someone be inspired to be better, and for those who can identify with the various aspects of my mindset. My mindset alone does not determine the status of any active connections or current relationships that have not already been specifically addressed. Additionally, these recordings should not be taken personally if I have not already spoken to you about the topic or expressed that I have an issue. These recordings are a part of my life's work to document my experience, perspective, and to see how life has shaped me. My plan in using my stories publicly and socially is to encourage growth in those who can identify with the experiences and find inspiration in my life to heal and overcome the path that they've been set on, no matter what they face, as according to the purpose of their soul, until healing takes place. Despite the experiences that I may have had with any person, sometimes known and unknown, I hold no grudges, no hate, no bitterness, or any other ill feelings against anyone. I pray that your life is whole and very fruitful. I forgive you as I hope that you forgive me if I have wronged you or anyone that you know or anyone who listens to me. I pray that you have peace and extend the same grace to others. I have love for everyone, especially on a human level, despite flaws or experiences. But that doesn't mean that I will associate or be close to every human that I know or meet. I've experienced a very eventful life and truly believe that my mindset and story based on experiences could help those who identify with how I think and are looking for inspiration to grow further, go beyond hurt, and be great. I pray that these recordings bless you and your soul in every way, in whatever way God has intended. Sending love and light to all. Thanks for listening. Achieve your dreams.